ABC-7. Get more. Live from ABC-7, this is News at 6:30.
More than 5 months after Hurricane Ian, a Captiva beach is finally open once again. Thanks for joining us this evening on ABC-7. I'm Gage Goulding. Allison Hagerup Beach Park opened today for the first time since the storm. It's a day later than expected, but as ABC-7's Lacey Lee finds out, people soaking up the sun, well, they didn't seem to mind.
The sun is shining and umbrellas are back open on one of Captiva's beaches.
It was great today. Beautiful weather, just not real crowded.
More than 5 months after Hurricane Ian, Lee County says Allison Hagerup Beach Park is ready for you and your family.
Fantastic. The weather was great. No red tide.
And though the beach isn't crowded, there are signs at the entrance that say use at your own risk. But that didn't stop Terry Schweitzer from getting his feet in the sand.
Absolutely not. I mean, you got to, use caution, right? You know there's going to be things that wash up.
Visitors say they waited a long time for this day to come.
I mean, it's really sad to see the devastation, but it's nice to see people out and using the beaches again.
Get off the couch, get outside, come down to the beach and enjoy it. It's nice. We need people at the beach.
Reporting on Captiva Island, Lacey Lee, ABC-7.
And just a heads up, it's shorebird nesting season. Several species of shorebirds come to nest on our beaches. So if you're at the beach, like the one that just opened, it's important to keep an eye out for these little guys. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission is asking you to keep out of posted areas, keep your pets on a leash, and give nesting shorebirds their space.
And we are talking about red tide this evening because, of course, we do have some high levels, especially in Collier County. It's not that bad, though, in places like Bowditch Point, where it actually is observing very low levels within the latest measurements, which was actually taken on Friday. Gasparilla Pass is at medium, Barefoot Beach is at medium, but we are still seeing some of those higher levels in Little Hickory Island as well as Vanderbilt Beach. Naples Pier also pretty high. But in terms of respiratory risk, so say you really do want to go out and enjoy the beach, well, here's what our current levels are. It actually is very low by Fort Myers Beach. It's kind of moderate, I'd say, anywhere from our Sanibel, Captiva beaches all the way through Charlotte County. Now, this is not every observation here, but still good majority of the area in Collier County is in between that medium to high risk for the next couple of days. Also, the most irritation that happens is usually where the red tide levels are the highest. And that usually happens, well, in the afternoon when the wind is actually the strongest. So if you do want to go out to maybe, hey, walk on the beach, tomorrow morning is probably the best time. And of course, Lee County or further north is probably the better option instead of the Collier County beaches. I have more coming up soon.
All right, thanks, Sammy. Another Fort Myers Beach restaurant is permanently closing its doors after Hurricane Ian. But as the saying goes, as one door closes, another door opens. The owners of Heidi's Island Bistro say they aren't rebuilding on the island, but they're not going away. Their plan is to relocate to Kenwood Lane in Fort Myers. The space will have a new name, too, Heidi's German Restaurant. The new restaurant will have more parking, a small outside beer garden, and the same great German food. They're slated to open this coming April.
When I looked at it, it was so beautiful because it's a message from heaven.
Gail Connor is talking about her plate. It was found on Fort Myers Beach. Almost everything was blown out of her house after Hurricane Ian. She was stunned that porcelain plate made it out without a single scratch. It was found miles away from where she lives. And it's not just any old plate. It was a wedding gift from her sister. She was her maid of honor back in 1978. In 1990, her sister was killed by a drunk driver. Her friend heard that someone patrolling the beach found the plate and wanted to return it to her.
It says love and joy and happiness, Gail and Bob, February 18th, 1978. And on the back it says, God bless you with many years of happiness, love, Audrey.
Gail says she will find the perfect place for it when their new home is built on Fort Myers Beach. New tonight, Naples Community Hospital is opening a brand new cardiac lab for residents. The new lab will be in the northern part of Collier County. NCH staff cut the ribbon for the facility on Friday morning. The lab will primarily focus on heart issues like irregular heartbeats and pacemaker procedures. It is full of state-of-the-art equipment, as you can see right there.
The most important thing about today is that there is a cardiology service for advanced cardiac care here at North Naples Hospital in the northwest part of the county. So what that means is that if you have atrial fibrillation, atrial flutter, anything needs for pacemakers, typically you've had to go to our downtown Baker campus or somewhere else in the county or Lee County. Today, you can come to North Naples Hospital.
NCH says heart and cardiac care can be needed sometimes in minutes. Those minutes are precious. This new location will cut those life-saving minutes when it comes to other options, such as you heard up there, the Baker campus or farther north in Lee County.
Every time I pass by, I never really noticed it.
That means whoever is building this tall tree is doing their job. And it isn't really a real tree. It's a nearly 150-foot tall cell phone tower that's disguised to be, you guessed it, a tree. It was just built here off Green Boulevard near Collier Boulevard in Golden Gate City. Some people on social media have noticed the tower tree, saying it sticks out. For people that live nearby and desperately want better cell phone service, this tree, well, it's the best looking one around.
Honest, that is way better than the regular phone tower.
It ain't no Christmas tree. If it is, we got the biggest one in town.
According to permits filed with Collier County, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Dish Wireless are among the carriers that will have antennas here. As for when they'll be powered on, ABC-7 asked each of the three carriers, but we haven't heard back yet. A local church is out some cash that was supposed to go to help charities. You're taking a look at some video here. It'll be popping up in a second. There it is. Two thieves breaking into Movement Church in Charlotte County. These two thieves broke through a boarded-up window.
I mean, a church of all places, when we're trying to do the work of God, they just decide to rob a church.
We do find them. We would love a chance to talk to them and minister to them and, just find out, is there a need that is it not being met out there that we can help with?
They broke through that window that was boarded up from Hurricane Ian. This happened back on February 27th. And Charlotte County deputies are still looking for the suspects. They're now asking for your help to find them. If your tip leads to an arrest, you could get a $3,000 reward from Crime Stoppers.
Aircraft incidents, it's one of those type of things that it's a low frequency, high acuity type of thing. So it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, we need to be ready and prepared for it.
If you were driving on I-75 Friday morning, there's a chance that you might have saw that plane right there on fire. But don't worry, it wasn't a real emergency. That is a big plane, a big tool firefighters use to train if they ever have to deal with the real thing.
They're going through all the different scenarios from exterior fuel fires, engine fires, fuselage fires, to interior search and rescue, interior fires of cockpit, galley, seat, cargo area.
When it comes to fighting these kind of incidents, it's all about being prepared, and this class helps firefighters do just that. Friday's firefighters came from various regions all across the Sunshine State, like Lakeland and even Miami-Dade. And we are just under 24 hours till the star-studded night. Coming up after the break, get more with an inside look on how we are preparing for the Oscars.
Speaking